What's happening, troops? Welcome back to another video here on the SharpDiv YouTube channel. Rangers 2, Aberdeen 1 was the score from Pittodrie, and I am absolutely buzzing about the result. We're going to jump into absolutely everything that kind of went on in the game that were flashpoints, the Alfredo Morelos performance, the red card and the potential other red card incidents as well. But first and foremost, before we do get stuck right into this video and give our opinions and have a wee chat about the match that just took place, I've got to come out and say that win for Rangers is absolutely huge. Potentially our most difficult game out with the Celtic games, and the next one isn't until March. Of course, we've got Easter Road to look forward to in a couple of weeks, and we're going to take every single game as it comes. But for me, Aberdeen are the best team out with the Old Firm this season, and Rangers made them look ordinary for large parts during this game. And let's not forget, going into the game, Aberdeen were undefeated in 7 games, a run that went on from the last thumping Rangers gave to them at Ibrox Stadium, and they seem to be on the up. Derek McInnes was confident going into the match that they could get something out of this game, and it just wasn't to be for them. The match started really fast. Alfredo Morelos gets a chance that you would expect to put away in the first, 30 seconds? And at that point, I was a wee bit upset. I'm like, wow, that could have been our chance to go ahead versus Aberdeen. And in 90% of the games within the SPFL, the team that goes 1-0 up will go on to not lose the game. So when Morelos squanders that opportunity, you're a wee bit like, wow, we should have really taken that. And Aberdeen go up to the other side of the park, and I've got to say, I think it was great defending from Connor Goldson up until the last wee moment. He anticipates the flick on, and it looks like Cosgrove's through and goal, but he shows him down an avenue where he makes the angle tight, and he forces him to go out wide. Although he goes to ground, Cosgrove needs to take that extra touch, and he ends up squandering the chance, which was probably Aberdeen's best chance throughout most of the match. The way that Aberdeen defend against Rangers from what I've saw this season is quite weird sometimes, and we'll speak about that as we get into this video in a wee bit more detail, because Alfredo Morelos was given all the space in the world. The way that Aberdeen seem to set up is they kind of let men run in this game, which is at detriment to them, of course, because when Rangers start popping the ball about, we started to create opportunities, we started to come into the game, and the biggest moment in the game was a beautiful wee bit of football from Alfredo Morelos. I believe it was back to Glenn Kamara, who puts him through one-on-one with a goalkeeper, and it's just up to Morelos to put it in the back of the net. But Ryan Hedges tries to cut back across him, takes him down within the area. It's a straight red card, and it's a penalty to Rangers. And you're just thinking to yourself, come on Tav, you've scored 10 goals since we've been back in this league versus Aberdeen, 9 of them being penalties. Let's not make a mistake here. And he puts it wide. And you're like, what's going on? But let's be honest, the guy has been unbelievable at holding his nerve in front of goal this season. Yes, you can say, look at the goalkeeper, see if he's going to move, see what he's going to do. But the way that Tav has hit pretty much every single penalty, he's got the position in the goal where he's hitting it, and he's trying to hit it there to the best of his abilities, right in the side net, and he's leaving nothing up to the goalkeeper. He tries this versus Lewis, who's already going to the other side, and it goes wide. But that did not stop Rangers there, and Rangers continued to probe the Aberdeen defence, which has been leaky versus us this season. And Tavernier, which is one of the biggest things I love about this guy, the fact that he can make a big mistake like that and miss a golden opportunity, but just persevere and keep going. He puts Johnny Hayes on skates, sits him down. Come on, sit down, wee man, he says to him. He cuts it back to Ryan Kent, who flicks it back round the corner to that man Alfredo Morelos, who has been struggling in front of goal, but the first touch, the left foot, opens it up back to goal, is brilliant, and the finish is a match for that. It's Rangers 1, Aberdeen 0, and at this point you just want to go on the ascendancy and get stuck right in amongst them and put 2, 3, 4 goals past Aberdeen. Now before this game, I was doing a wee bit of research when it comes to the referee John Beaton, and going into this, he had refereed 11 games in the top flight, brandishing 38 yellow cards and 3 red cards, and obviously ends up giving his 4th red card to Ryan Hedges in the game. But for me, it probably isn't the only red card that we should have seen in this game. Curtis Main is charging absolutely everything down. It's the way that he plays football. He's aggressive, he's a hammer thrower, that's what he's all about. He flies into a tackle, it's dangerous play, in my opinion, on Borna Barisic, and it should be a straight red card. But the referee, I think, potentially because he's already given a red card, only shows the yellow card to Curtis Main, who then subsequently gets substituted. And he gave them a lifeline with that, because it meant Aberdeen were still only down to 10 men and they had something to build on. We go into the second half and it's another beautiful finish from that man Alfredo Morelos, who just showed shades of Morelos of yesteryear in this game, where he's finishing first touch, hit the target, make the keeper make a save, and that's exactly what Alfredo Morelos done. But Joe Lewis could not get anywhere near it, and it was 2-0 to Rangers, and you're flying at this point. But this is where the game almost took a weird turn. Derek McInnes makes a substitute. He brings on Matty Kennedy, who they were talking about him bringing on in the first half, but he opted to take Curtis Main off instead and put someone else in there. He pushes Johnny Hayes further forward, partners him up with Cosgrove, and almost just sits back and tries to wait in Rangers making a mistake. Rangers are popping the ball left, right. They're not creating as much opportunities, and for the 5 minutes leading up to the Aberdeen goal, I was getting a wee bit nervous. I thought it was getting too slack, it was getting too lackadaisical, and we just went right into Aberdeen's hands at this point. They waited for a mistake, they get on the ball, they hit it forward, Balogun comes out to shut it down, which he probably shouldn't. It's a flick round the corner to Johnny Hayes, who can easily just pass the ball over to Matty Kennedy, the substitute. He puts it in the net brilliantly, I may add, but Tav is probably too high as well. When you give them a lifeline in which they shouldn't have had, and Rangers should have not lacked in complacency and went on to kill the game. But after that, did Aberdeen really do anything? No, not from memory. Rangers probably had the better air exchanges. Obviously, they had all the possession and they went on to win the game. But just the way that it was going, the way that the game was leading out, you were a wee bit nervous. You've got to be a liar if you weren't getting nervous. I was absolutely crapping my pants, not going to lie. Not going to sit here at the biggin, you know. All it takes is that one opportunity, which of course Aberdeen never got, because it was solid from then on out from Rangers. And that is now 15 wins on the bounce for Steven Gerrard's Rangers, and they put themselves 22 points in front of Celtic, who, by the way, at half-time it was announced that a player at Celtic is actually contracted COVID-19. So we don't know if it was a player that was in Dubai. We don't know the exact thing, because it's not out yet. It might be out by the time that I'm putting this video up. But a player from there has got COVID-19 after their wee Dubai fiasco. And as it stands, it's 22 points ahead for Rangers. Hibs are obviously taking on Celtic tomorrow, so we'll just see how that goes. And of course, if you're a Rangers fan, you're hoping Celtic slip up again. But Rangers didn't. They went to a very tough place and an informed team in the league, and they beat them. They beat them quite comfortably, other than one wee mistake, which is all it takes sometimes in this league. But it was all about the 3 points. It was all about going to Pittodrie, picking up the victory, and that's exactly what Rangers did. So I think they can be proud of the performance. I think the performance levels definitely were better, right up until the second goal, you would say. And it can be something they can build on. They've now got another 7 days to their next game, which I think was seen in this game. You know, fatigue levels were much lower, which was amazing. It's good to actually see your team play when they're not absolutely blown. And it's on to the next one. It's a game at a time for Rangers at this point. If they can get through January, they can be undefeated and Celtic drop more points. You just never know where it's going to go. But it's not over until it is mathematically over, which we were saying last season as well. But that is going to do us for this video. If you are new around here and you have enjoyed this wee video where we jump into some of the stuff that went on in the Rangers Aberdeen game, then feel free to drop a subscribe and a wee like on the video as well. That would be greatly appreciated. I've been SharpDiv, you've been yourself, and I'm out.